The Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service is pleased to partner and support the Caribbean Institute for Security and Public Safety. The official launch of this multi-dimensional training platform this morning is a trigger for lifting the intelligence and skills of our fire officers, law enforcement officers, security officers, and the general student population to bring significant improvements in community security and safety. This will impact positively on the economic and social progress of our nation. By increasing the competence of personnel and stakeholders to perform their task with greater accuracy, efficiency, and effectiveness will bring feelings of safety for all. Well-trained security and safety personnel will aid towards building an appropriate culture and the implementation of learning to provide for better practices which can prevent or reduce accidents and economic losses. The prosperity of our country as an industrial nation depends upon not only its investment in physical resources, but also its investment in people and training. Overall success to our growth can be partly attributed to applied firefighting and managerial skills in the prevention of loss of properties from fires and other disasters. Fire officers must become competent by virtue of their education, professional development, and practical experience to apply knowledge and proven techniques and procedures to solution of problems in a wide variety of contexts. In addition to the traditional firefighting role, the need to be able to prepare effectively and respond to natural and terrorist-based disasters is essential. Keeping up to date with the latest techniques in fire engineering and safety is a must if the risk of fire is to be minimized in communities and the workplace. The Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service is a profession which is developing into new areas of application, operating in a society itself subject to increasingly rapid changes. Attitudes towards education, training, and methods of learning are being challenged by organizational and technological change. Training programs should lay the foundation of a professional attitude towards matters such as the design, reliability, and maintenance of equipment, product quality and value, marketing, and safety. Fire officers should have the opportunity to develop facility in oral and written communication and a professional approach to the whole question of relationships with clients, customers, and colleagues, including the supervision of staff, and the ability to work as a member of a team. All of this points to a professional ethos in which learning is a continuous dynamic process. Being a professional therefore carries a responsibility for being up to date and a capability for sound judgment. The Caribbean Institute for Security and Public Safety is most welcome by the Fire Service as a training provider. It caters not only for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, but for the wider Caribbean region. This means that the institution must set high standards with accredited training programs. It must have well-qualified instructors and state-of-the-art training facilities if it is to remain competitive and viable as a training provider. I note that the Caribbean Institute for Security and Public Safety will bring on board top experts in the industry from local, regional, and international standing that possess invaluable hands-on practical experience, together with the necessary academic and professional qualifications. This could benefit the Fire Service in our strategic review in training, where instead of sending a few fire officers overseas for training, competent instructors can be brought in from abroad to train fire officers en masse. This means that we can build critical mass in training in quick time in a very cost-effective manner. The next plus for us is the decentralization of the training programs. The Caribbean Institute for Security and Public Safety offers a flexible education and training experience where training can be delivered at fire stations. It is recognized that it is difficult in many cases for employed professionals at all levels to take any substantive time off from work and family schedules and commitments to enroll in much needed education and training programs. The shift system in the fire service presents some constraints. The solution which brings relief to us is the delivery of concise, precise, and the most relevant materials over a specific number of contact hours to accommodate those working on shift, daytime, evening, and on Saturdays at the work environment, as being offered by the Caribbean Institute for Security and Public Safety. Another deliverable from the Institute which can add value to the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service is the undertaking of accurate and reliable needs assessment. Our training delivery must be congruent to deal with the risks and issues of a country with a dynamic oil and gas economy, an industrially advancing environment, the construction of high-rise buildings and rapid housing development, new legislation, new transportation systems, and changing demographics. We must also understand the global problems of terrorism and the role of the fire service in dealing with the fallout effects of such activities. Environmental protection as well is a high priority on the world front, and we must be trained to minimize the pollution of the atmosphere and water courses from our firefighting actions. We require training in airport rescue and firefighting, marine firefighting, and firefighting and rescue in high-rise buildings. We need training in emergency medical care, hazardous materials management, formal training in strategic management, leadership, financial management, project management, human resource management, asset management, and fleet management. In summary, these are critical fire officer training and certification needs at all levels in the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. And I challenge the Caribbean Institute for Security and Public Safety to develop appropriate training curriculum. The fire service can benefit from experts in the institution who can target fire service actions and underscore training needs to develop the right programs designed to empower fire officers with actual implementable ideas, strategies, and to do things that can have an immediate positive impact in the workplace. Immediately from the spectrum of professional courses, I can see programs in first responder training for emergencies, including natural and technological disasters, crowd control management and procedures at various public events as being important for the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. We in the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service welcome the Caribbean Institute for Security and Public Safety as a first-class training provider and look forward to the advanced programs as we progressively train and develop our fire officers in a structured way through the preparation and attainment of certificates, diplomas, associate degrees, undergraduate degrees, and graduate programs. I wish the Caribbean Institute for Security and Public Safety best of luck and Godspeed. Thank you.